What is up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to remove yellowing from Lego. A couple of these are very severely yellowed, so if you leave some white Lego in the sunlight, it does yellow. As you can see there, all that white is yellowed, so this is closer to the original color. It might be slightly yellow, and then this is the color that was clearly facing the sun. Here's the torso from the same thing. And then we have this blue is even yellowed. There's a cracked arm, but I was gonna see if I could basically remove some of the yellowing from that white and then this arm to keep that arm. Don't need the hands for this. And then we have a Luke Skywalker. It's the older Luke Skywalker. It's got the yellow neck, yellow hands. As you can see, it is pretty much yellowed all the way around. A little yellow on the inside as well. So what we'll need, what I use is just a clear plastic baggie. You want to make sure it's clear so it has a full spectrum of light going through it. Make sure it's good enough to be watertight because we're going to be using a liquid. And then we're going to use hydrogen peroxide. Right here's a food grade one, 12%. You can get 3 and 5% pretty easy from the grocery store all the time. And we are going to, it really doesn't matter which way you do it, if you put these in first or the hydrogen peroxide. I'm going to put these in first. And then the most yellow parts you want all facing the same way, because the chemical reaction is actually also going to be caused by sunlight, and it's going to be caused by sunlight hitting this while it's in hydrogen peroxide. It's been a while since I opened this hydrogen peroxide bottle. The seal's coming off a little bit. So it does float. Let's make sure. And then usually fold this over so you don't need as much. We'll see if you can see, so it is floating to the top, so just got to get a little bit more so we can make sure that it is all submerged. Squeeze out all the water or the air possible. My cats are fighting right outside the door. So there we go. So now when it sits, see all this is submerged in hydrogen peroxide. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this. You should do this when you have at least 3 hours of daylight, and we're going to go put this in a window seal for 3 hours. And then I will bring it back and show you guys the difference.
Day 2.
Alright, so I'm back. Let's say it waits about 35 seconds. So, we are removing, you guys probably just saw it, so I just put these in. So I ended up putting them on the windowsill for an exposure of, must have been like 16 hours of sunlight, something like that. So I went in after that 3 hour initial wait. Wasn't as white as I wanted to. I ended up leaving it over the next day, basically from the sunrise to now. So let's pour some of this back. So we'll pour it back into the hydrogen peroxide bottle. A little bit of what you're seeing at the top of the bottle, if you guys are able to see it. Let's pull these guys out. So a lot of how much yellow's come off, or how much yellow hasn't come off, is really dependent on the direct exposure. So as you can tell, because some of the parts float, so the nature of getting it so everything in this bag has a lot of sun exposure is a little different. Let's see how we are doing here. Just trying to wipe them off. and see how much more it should possibly be in there, because I'm thinking that this might actually take a couple of, maybe a little bit longer. So right now, like, the improvement's pretty dramatic, but it's not perfect, and you can actually get it perfect. Now this guy, still a little bit of yellowing there, but all the yellowing right there gone, and then on the back looks like pretty much all the yellowing is gone from there. So the Imperial guy looking good. Now the loot, you can see it is quite a bit whiter, but still slight bit yellowing. Now this guy's looking pretty good, but still quite a bit yellowed on this side compared to that side. So this side didn't have any yellowing at all because of the front sun exposure, but it's much closer now. The legs look much better, but as you can see, the yellowing kind of increases as you go towards the feet, but not as much at the top. So these three going back out.
Day 3.
All right, so this is another full day of sunlight. Looked like the legs actually flipped over on me. So pour this peroxide. Oh, it's like right here. We're gonna pour this back in. Alright. So it looked to me that the legs flipped over, so they got a slight yellow hue to them. They didn't quite get all the way white. Alright, so here is the Luke Skywalker torso. You could compare it to what it was previously. Maybe a slight bit still. Could get a stronger hydrogen peroxide content. Definitely help with that. But overall, a whole lot whiter. And then basically if you want it to try to get it a little bit more to the original white, you just gotta do it a little bit longer. You can up the hydrogen peroxide content in the solution you use, but same thing. And then also you can, instead of, I was just putting them in a window seal, if you use some UV LEDs, you can make a little box that's reflecting on all sides, and it's all UV light. All right, see you guys in the